Hello YouTube family, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Sharita and welcome. In today's video, I am so happy to be partnering with Scents Angel to bring you some recommendations for warm florals. So I know there are so many floral lovers out there, and the secret to carrying them through fall and winter is to pick some that have lots of warmth to it. So you do not have to let your florals go. You don't have to trade them in for spicy, ambery fragrances or gourmands. You can definitely stick with the ones that I have to give floral but warm and perfect for the cooler weather. All right, these have amazing lasting power, and all of these smell quite unique to anything else on the market in my opinion. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. So the first fragrance that I want to highlight is truly beautiful. I have never smelled a fragrance quite like this one, and it's funny because even though I've had this for probably about 3 years now, it is becoming increasingly popular on Instagram and social media. It's like every time I turn around, someone else is talking about Moon Glory. And so this harmonious fragrance is gonna spray out very orange, so be careful on light clothing. But this is sweet, it's very woody, it's floral but in a very unique way. Don't think, designer white florals with, these sugary notes. It's nothing like that. This has a unique composition because the notes that they have included in this fragrance are not your typical floral or woody notes. So one of the main notes, and of course that you're going to get in here, is the honey. But this is honey done in a way that I've never seen it done before. This smells nothing like any typical honey bomb that you've ever smelled. There is something about the way they have blended this where it does not wear overly sweet, sticky, heavy, cloying. This wears almost like, if you could imagine, like a creamed honey, because it has lots of ylang ylang in here, which is featured in the top. It also has Hawaiian jasmine, which does smell and wear a little different, and you have some lychee in the top as well. Now the middle notes are comprised of honey, passion flower, lady of the night flower. Have no idea how that is supposed to smell, but again, the florals in here, very unique composition. You have base notes of pearl balsam, white musk, and hinoki wood. So between the unique exotic florals, this honey and the way that it's done, and the hinoki wood, a little balmy, it is truly a magical scent. You are going to put this on and smell very elegant, super classy, sweet, warm, irresistible. And even though this one I think is supposed to be touted for like a spring and summer vibe, this is a floral that screams fall and winter as well. As a matter of fact, I pull for Moon Glory when it starts to get cooler. But again, truly unique, very remarkable, and you really need to get your nose on this if you have never smelled anything from the Harmonious. But this is one for the books. Like, this is a truly unique, gorgeous, warm floral scent. So next up, we're going to get into two that were actually sent over to me by Scents Angel. I went on ahead and requested Velvet Tonka by BDK, and as you know, I found a dupe for that fragrance that I was madly in love with, still am, and I said, you know what, I love this fragrance so much, I'm going to go ahead and revisit the original, because I do remember loving the initial smell of the original BDK scent, but something about it just feels so flat on my skin. So let's see what we get now. I feel like this wears very similar, but there is something just a little bit more complex and less sweet. You really do get that almond come through. The tobacco I'm really picking up on in here, and it gives a very sexy quality. So this opens with the orange blossom and almond. You have rose oil and tobacco in the mid. The base is tonka bean, bourbon vanilla, amber wood, and amorous. See, already again on the stick, it's already starting to fall a little flat for me. This does wear very tonka, very warm. It's a little powdery. You do get lots of almond in here. Touch of amber, like an amber, something going on in there, but yeah, already falling very flat on the paper. So I wonder how this would do on my skin. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna test it out, get a full wear, and check back in with my thoughts. But I was so curious to see how the original Velvet Tonka will wear on me now, revisiting it, 3.5 years later. Yeah, still not really a huge fan, so I'm going to keep you guys up to date on this one. Now, this next one was also, again, sent over to me from Scents Angel. I was always wanting to get my nose on more Mosque Milano fragrances, and I do remember Demi Rawling touching on Petra quite a bit back in the day, and the notes always just kind of made me pause because, I'm not a fan of patchouli, and I just wanted to see how this one would wear just out of sheer curiosity. So Petra opens with notes of pink pepper, bergamot, and yellow mandarin, middle notes of sweet notes, fruity notes, jasmine sambac, Moroccan rose. It has base notes of ambergris, patchouli, myrrh, incense, benzoin, and leather. So right off the bat on paper, I am getting a lot of incense. This is very resinous. So if you love resinous fragrances, I would say like a Lineage by Amouage. You love the way the incense is done in there, the frankincense, all the resins. I think you may vibe with this if you love patchouli and you want something with lots of sweetness. This is sweet, a touch spicy, very heavy on that myrrh. And myrrh for me is just, it can be a little tough sometimes. Yeah, I don't know if I would get much wear out of this one, but I feel like if you love scents with a heavy myrrh, you like it sweet, you love resinous incense, you know, fragrances, then you may vibe with this. Right off the bat, I'm getting something that is very classic date night. Like I want to give a little patchouli sexiness. I really want the resins, you know, to shine in my fragrance with, you know, these floral touches, a little bit of sweetness. Then I think that you would enjoy Petra for sure. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but this is one I would check out if you love notes that I mentioned beforehand. Well, the next one that I want to talk about was just absolutely a love. When I tell you, I am so happy that they sent a full bottle of this one, because I did not request like, okay, give me a sample of this, a full bottle of this. I just told them what I wanted from the list that we could choose from, and so happy that this I have a full bottle of, because this is absolutely gorgeous. So this is Rand Rose, and this is from the house of Mahad. So I'm actually going to put this on hand because I love the way it smells. This is a beautiful, sweet, fruity, almost sparkling rose scent that still has just a touch of warmth to it, where you can definitely wear it this time of year. So this is going to be one for, I feel like, my fruity floral rose lovers that don't want to let their fruity scents go, but they want something that's going to wear beautifully when the weather starts to cool down. It is very sweet, but it is so beautifully executed. So this opens with a bright burst of pineapple, and I feel like if you love scents like Lamar, but you want something more feminine, you're going to vibe with this one. Okay, so this has top notes of pineapple, mandarin orange, and bergamot. You have middle notes of damask rose, ylang ylang, jasmine, and iris, and you have base notes of vanilla, wood, amber, patchouli, musk, and oud. Now I am mentioning oud, though this is very woody. I don't get anything that particularly stands out as like an oudy scent. This is not giving me oud. It's giving me a touch woody, which gives it a very grown up, you know, I always say woody floral is going to give you very grown woman, classy, sophisticated every single time. And that's exactly what this comes off as. Yes, it's fruity, it's pineapple, but she's a rose. She's woody. She's very grown up. There's a little bit of creaminess, a little bit of powderiness from the purple and the yellow florals mentioned. Just really well balanced, really well done. I love this one. And the bottle, just the bottle alone, this whole pearl luxurious experience is absolutely obsessed. And this one again is Rand Rose. So this next one is a powerhouse. It is very rose centric. So if you love a good rose scent, but you want something very unique, very fall winter appropriate, okay, because she is going to just clear the aisles, it's going to part the seas, it's going to leave a tremendous sillage. This is Hibiscus Mahad, and this is from the house of Maison Crivelli. And this fragrance was one I was so afraid to try because it had leather, it had mint, and I did not know what to expect. But my favorite nose, Quentin Beach, just knows how to do a complex fragrance that is wearable, that is right, and that performs. And that checks all of these boxes. So what makes this very unique is you have the hibiscus flower. We don't see that enough in perfumery, and this hibiscus really does shine. It's not just hiding in the background. It's not just like this quick, you know, mention or smell of it in the opening. This really is hibiscus, okay? And then you get a gorgeously done rose, a rose in a way that wears very robust as it does in Delina. It's not similar to Delina, but the way the rose comes off, same way in here. But this has so many gorgeous complexities added to the rose mix. So in addition to the hibiscus, the rose, you have vanilla, and it's a ton of vanilla that comes through in this scent. You have cassis, which adds a little bit of green. In addition to that, you have the peppermint. So there is definitely a green flair about it, but it doesn't wear in a sharp vegetal or foresty type green. Definitely the mint is what you're going to get out of all of the green facets of the fragrance. You're going to get that peppermint, but it's not overly done. So it's done in a way that is very fragrance-like. It's very well blended, and it is just there adding such a unique quality to the scent. You have lots of ambrette or muskmallow, and you have just a touch of cinnamon. You get all of the notes that I mentioned. You're getting all of them, but in a very well-crafted way. The leather is not too strong and sharp and cutting. It's very, very well blended again, you guys. So if you're looking for something truly unique, you don't need a lot of. I know these bottles are small, they're pricey, but this house just does some wonderful extracts that project, okay? Totally worth the price point. So again, this one is Hibiscus Mahad, and this is from the house of Maison Crivelli. Last but not least is a fragrance that is a lot less on the floral side. You do have a lot of jasmine sandalwood featured in here, and this is going to be more about the beautiful, warm, gourmandish notes, but it does feature a jasmine. So if you're looking for something that has like this touch of floral, but is very warm, very sophisticated, then Cesa is one you should check out, because this is a sesame tonka bean fragrance with some milk that wears in a very exquisite and unique way, but it's still very wearable. This doesn't smell strange. It doesn't smell odd to me. You're definitely getting that sesame. So I do think you have to like a sesame note. The milk mentioned, it's making it creamy. You know, sometimes you smell a fragrance and you can literally pick out the standalone milk note. It doesn't wear like that. Just think this is going to give sweet, creamy tonka with sesame, lots of vanilla. There is a touch of latdanum that is featured in the base, but it's just adding a sensual quality to it. It's giving it a little depth and darkness, but it doesn't wear leathery, not at all. So if you're looking for something that features a beautiful sesame note that is creamy, it's warm, it's sweet, it's gourmand, but in not your typical foodie gourmand way, that's very sophisticated, check out Cesa, because this is one of the stars and grossly underrated scents from the house. Please check this one out, because if you love slightly nutty fragrances, creamy, sweet, you will love this one. Again, this one is Cesa from the house of Mind Games. All right, you guys, a huge thank you again to Scents Angel for partnering with me on today's video. All of these will be linked below. Please check out their website. They have such an amazing selection of fragrances and decants and samples. So you can start, you know, with something that is small and not going to completely drain your bank account. Decide if you like it, return, buy the full bottle if they have it. These are all warm. They're beautiful. They've got a feminine quality and some floral touches that are going to be perfect for this time of year. You guys, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you found any value in the content, please give me a big thumbs up. It has been real. I love you all, YouTube, and I will catch you guys on the next one.